Comprehension. Passage comprehension. 1. Read the following passage and answer the given questions. My family is a great anxiety to me. There is my brother Bob, for instance. He's much better now, for I have worked very hard on him. And even father, when my eye is not on him. There was that business of the right of way, for example. I had been away for a visit to Aunt Flora. The motor was waiting for me at the station. I sat in front because I wanted to talk to Philip, the chauffeur. He always tells me what has been happening. Philip said, rare excitement in the village, miss, about that there right of way. Then he told me the story. Beyond the wood at the end of our lake is a field. The villagers have always used it as a shortcut. Father didn't mind. He, after letting them do it for years, has suddenly said they mustn't, and closed the field. And now the villagers said that they had a legal right to use the path, and father said no, and that he had a right to stop them. Father had always been so nice to the villagers. Then Philip explained further, and I understood. Mr. Morris, he said, he's our butler. Mr. Morris says Mr. Rastrick kept on telling the colonel he was being put upon, and must stand up for his rights. Then I saw the whole thing, because I knew Mr. Rastrick. He has a private school near London. My brother Bob says that he seems to look on our house as a branch of his private school. I made up my mind that I stop it. I thought a great deal about it as I dressed for dinner. When I got down to the dining room, I found Father and Mr. Rastrick there. I said, how do you do, Mr. Rastrick? Mr. Rastrick started on cricket. The young fellows, said he, have no notions of what I call real cricket. I had been trying all the time to find some way of settling this quarrel between father and the villagers. Now it came to me all of a sudden. I said, Father, I've thought of a way of settling the right of way thing. I know they haven't any business in the field really. Still, you've always let them go through it. I said, why not get up a match to decide it, Father? It would be a fun. If they win, let them have the right of way. And if we win, you could do what you liked. I wish you would, Father. Father loved this idea. Excellent, he cried. It doesn't matter to me whether they go through the field or not. It's only the principle of the thing. I'll arrange it tonight. Now let me see, he said, about our team. 2. Read the following passage and answer the given questions. A 10-year-old boy, who battled with the crocodile in a river 20 kilometers from here, is now recovering from his wounds in the local hospital. But his left thigh bears 12 tooth marks, which will leave scars lasting the rest of his life. After proudly showing off his scars, the boy told a newspaper reporter this story. He was bathing in a river with his friend, also 10-year-old, near the kampong, where they both live. I was splashing about in the shallow part of the river, near the bank, close to an old coconut stump which had been washed down by erosion. The stump saved my life, the boy said. Suddenly, I felt something grip me on the left leg, dragging me towards the middle of the river. I struggled hard and managed to get a grip on the roots of the old stump. At the same time, I shouted for help, but none came. His friend, meanwhile, had scrambled up the bank to safety. The boy said that he did not realize that a crocodile has seized him until he saw its tail threshing the water. When I saw what it was, he went on breathlessly. I held all the more tightly to the coconut roots, and using my left hand, I started to beat the crocodile. Then with my left hand and right leg, I managed to force open its jaws and get free. I climbed up onto the stump and hobbled off to tell my father. Poem comprehension. I sought its grateful shade, in all their gushing joy. Here, too, my sisters played. My mother kissed me here. My father pressed my hand. Forgive this foolish tear, but let that oak stand. My heartstrings round thee cling, close as I bark, old friend. Here shall the wild bird sing, and still thy branches bend. Old tree, the storm still brave, and woodman leave the spot, while I have a hand to save, while I have a hand to save. The axe shall harm it not. George Pope Morris.